we have become pros at using number lines to help us with multiplication. But now I'm going to throw a wrench in everything. All of a sudden, I'm going to give you guys the multiplication sentences on top, and we're going to have to find the products of our sentences on the bottom. Let's look at this first line that we did in class today. We had 2 times 4, 4 times 4, then we jumped to 8 times 4, to 9 times 4, and then this was something times 4, and you guys told me that that was 10. When we looked at it, the first thing we looked at to see what was the common number, and you guys pointed out that all of my multiplication sentences had 4 as one of the factors. So you told me that the jumps I was making had to be jumps of 4. For this one, we started out with 2 times 4, and then we jumped all the way to 4 times 4. So you told me that in between here had to be 3 times 4. So that I made one jump of 4 and another jump of 4. And then, going from 4 to 8, that was 4 jumps of 4, because the difference between 8 and 4 is 4. So we made 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. So in between here, we had 16, we got to 20, then to 24, and then to 28, and then we got to 32. Then, from 8 to 9 was one more jump of 4. And then, for this one, we couldn't see the jump because we didn't know this number yet, so we looked at the difference between our two products, and we saw that that was 4. So it was only one jump of 4, so it was 9 to 10. Let's take a look and walk through our second number line. I'm going to look at my problems that I have on here. 2 times 8, 3 times 8, something times 8 is going to equal 40, something times 8 is going to equal 72, and then 10 times 8. I see my common number is 8 here, so this means that I must be skip counting by 8. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to solve for the factors the problems that I already have both of my factors for. So my first one is 2 times 8. I know that 2 times 8 is really just 8 plus 8. I'm just adding 8 2 times. So I know my double stacked of 8 plus 8 is equal 16. Then I see that I'm jumping from 2 to 3. So that means I'm just making one jump of 8. And now that means that 3 times 8 must mean 24. Now I'm jumping again, but I don't have my other factor. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to look at 40 and 24 and see the difference of how many jumps I have to make. So I'm going to make my first jump. This is going to be a jump of 8, and that's going to mean that I'm right now at 4 times 8. And I'm at 32. I'm going to look. I still see a difference, so I'm going to make another jump of 8 and see where I land. Plus 8, and that's going to get me to 40. So if this was 4 times 8 and I made another jump, this must mean that 5 times 8 equals 40. I'm in my same spot again. I'm at 5 times 8 and I have to get all the way to 72 from 40. So let's make one jump of 8 to start. So this is 6 times 8. And that's going to get me to 48. I'm going to make another jump of 8 for 7 times 8. And that's going to get me to 56. And then I'm going to make another jump of 8 for 8 times 8, and that's going to get me to 64. And my last jump of 8 is going to get me to 72. So if this was 8 times 8, and I made one more jump of 8, that means that here, I'm going to get to 9 times 8. Now, I'm at 9 times 8, and I jumped one more to get to 10. So I can either figure out what 8 times 10 is, or I can just add 8 to 72 and get to 80. Now here's my final number line. Going through again, I have 2 times 7, 3 times 7. Something times 7 is going to equal 35. Something times 7 is going to equal 63. And then 10 times 7 is going to equal something. Here I go. I have 7 in each of my multiplication sentences, so it must mean that I'm skip counting by 7 each time. 2 times 7 is a doubles fact, so 7 plus 7, we know we're adding 7 twice, that's going to equal 14. Then I'm making one jump of 7. So even if I don't know 3 times 7 yet, I know that I'm just adding another group of 7 to my 2 times 7. So now I know that 3 times 7 has to equal 21. Now from 21 to 35, I'm going to figure out how many jumps it's going to take me. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to subtract 21 from 35. So if I did 35 minus 21, I'm going to get 14. When I look at 14, what I can think of is what kind of double stack can I use with 7 to get to that? That's 7 plus 7, which is 2 groups of 7. So that means I'm going to make 2 jumps of 7. There's 1 jump, that's going to be 4 times 7. And the next jump, that's going to be 5 times 7. Now, I'm back in my same spot, 63 and 35. I'm going to take 63, subtract 35. I'm going to use a number line to help me with this one. I'm going to start here at 35. Over here, I'm going to do my 63. And I'm going to make jumps to get to 63. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a jump of 5 to get to a friendly number of 40. And then 40 to 60, I know I can make a jump of 20 to get to 60. And then it's just a small jump of 3 to get to 63. So I have 20, 25 plus 3 equals 28. So I have 28 to jump. I know 2 jumps of 7 equals 14. So that would get me to 6 times 7 to get to 42. 7 times 7 equals 49. Another jump of 7 is 8 times 7 to get to 56. And my last jump is going to get me 9 times 7 to get to 63. Here I go again. One small jump of 7, because 9 only takes 1 jump to get to 10. So 10 times 7 is going to equal 70.